I'm Kelly Crowley. I am a professor of media and communication at Shenandoah University. And I teach and stuff. I've been teaching, 15 years? About 15 years. I think like a lot of people, my weight loss journey has been up and down and up and down. And depending on different times in your life, you gain weight, you lose weight. But I've had a problem most of my life. And it wasn't until about 3 years ago, maybe even 4 years ago, that I started getting this pain in my hips that just over time got worse and worse and worse. That I found completely debilitating. And on top of that, I kept gaining more and more weight because I couldn't move at all, on top of, not being able to, just gaining weight and then not being able to move. Eating less wasn't going to help. It just wasn't going to help. Because I couldn't eat this small amount that I need to lose the kind of weight I needed to lose to make my hips feel better. So that's when I had to take more drastic measures. I had gastric bypass surgery. And that's when the doctors go in and they make your stomach about the size of your thumb. And then they take your large intestine and they make it, because I forget how many, it's like 20 feet long, and they make it about 10 feet long. So they shorten that up considerably, so that what it is that you ingest, the amount of calories, doesn't get absorbed in the regular way. So the amount of food that you take in, the amount of calories that you get from the food that you take in is significantly decreased. And that helps people lose weight. I felt like it was. I had gone to a couple of different hip doctors who said, you need to get a double hip replacement. You need to get both of these things done. And at first I thought, I don't want to get a double hip replacement. I was really scared of it because it's a big deal. And I thought, well, maybe if I could just lose some weight and take the pressure off of my hips, because I was just getting bigger and bigger. And so I'm the one who made the suggestion to my original hip doctor that, what would happen if I lost 100 pounds? Do you think that might help? And she said, maybe. And so that's when I made a call to the Winchester Bariatric Clinic and started that process, which took almost a year to complete. It's not something you just say you want to do it and then you're in surgery, a week later. It's a long process. The actual surgery takes about 4 hours to do, so it's long enough. Mm-hmm. And then the recovery time, I'm still technically in recovery, even though it's been a little over a year. Your body's still adjusting to, everything chemically in your body changes. And so it takes a really long time for it to say, okay, is this the new normal? And new normals take a while.
I knew Dr. Crowley when she was larger than she is now. Her personality hasn't changed, but she struggled moving around and getting from place to place, climbing stairs, because it was just kind of a byproduct.
Because your stomach's so small when it starts, mm-hmm. I was never hungry. I was never physically hungry, and I wasn't even mentally hungry, because what's really encouraging and great about getting the surgery done is when they move all that stuff around and make your stomach smaller, it changes your hormones as well. So even when you get sort of that mental I'm hungry, or that whatever those hormonal or chemical triggers that you might get, those get taken away as well. So it's really about what's in your head at that point. So I wasn't physically hungry, I wasn't emotionally or chemically hungry. Sometimes I had to make myself eat. So I think my journey is a little bit unique. There's nothing that I miss, because at this point, there's nothing I can't have. I can have a cookie. I just can't eat a box of cookies anymore, right? And I don't miss eating a box of cookies. So it's much better.
I've wrestled with weight issues for a large part of my life. Let's be frank, I'm a retired athlete, and I was a very particular build when I was an athlete, and I could eat quite literally whatever I wanted. I ate 10,000 calories a day when I was an athlete. That's zero hyperbole there. I quite literally did. I'd have a box of cereal before I went to bed at night just to keep calories in. And my weight has fluctuated wildly, and now that I'm suffering the slings and arrows of orthopedic problems myself, I can see how things can get difficult and how things can get to be a struggle. And I'm trying to redirect my own life into a healthier, better being, and really taking advantage of feeling good when you feel good to make sure that you're making great choices. And I could only hope to be as vital and kicking as much ass as Kelly.
It enabled me to lose enough weight to get both hips done at the same time. So if I would have stayed the weight that I was, I've lost 85 pounds. So if I would have stayed the weight that I was, I couldn't have got both of my hips replaced, which was the biggest source of my pain. And now I feel like I did when I was 25, but I do. I feel physically so much better. And there's also a real comfort in not caring about food the way I did before, right?
You can definitely see I don't know how to explain it. She's definitely I think she's a lot happier too, because she got a lot of her movement back. She can do things without assistance. I think it's just much more motivating in a way that she can, she's able to do all these things and do what she loves, which is, teaching and writing and all that. I think it's just a big motivation switch, and so it's just happier, I think. I was just happy for her. It was really cool because I know she's worked hard for it on top of, and she's had to, deal with the surgery, and a hip replacement is a crazy thing, and I'm pretty sure she got a double hip replacement, right? So that's even more so. I just I was just very happy for her and proud of her, because it's hard.
Weight loss is a very easily observable thing, and it's a very shocking thing. And you see someone like Dr. Crowley, who goes through what she went through and comes out the other end and just looks so radically different and healthier and more vital. But I think the more impressive or more wonderful thing about the process is orthopedically she's doing so much better. She doesn't need the cane. She's able to move around independently, and high weight, low weight, that's almost meaningless in the grander scheme of things. Just to see that vitality and her orthopedic well-being just fills me with such immense joy. And she just seems like a very I don't want to say a different person, because I loved the person she is and was and everything. It's just it's good to see someone I cherish feel better.
Just slid right off like a prom dress.